game. How many kitties can you hold?
Depends on which ones.
Yeah, only one of them mixed splash. Yeah, all right, we'll just switch off back and forth.
Okay.
Hey everybody, so this is the 11 o'clock and it says Catstock Story, Catstock Stay In Place 2020. And this is by our author friend, Cindy. Cindy's the one who's made a lot of stories for us. And I just want to say a special thank you to Yvonne BDK for your Catstock donation. Appreciate that very much. All right, I'm going to read a couple pages and then Lynette's going to fill in and then we'll go back and forth a little bit. And you all know I like to read the story as I'm reading it to you. I did read a couple pages. She had asked me to check out a couple things, and that's really cool. So, yep, once upon a time there was a Catstock Stay In Place. Every year, FFRC has, well wait, I want to tell you too, she based this stuff on lots of facts. She asked lots of questions and checked things out and really got the feel of what Catstock is. Every year, FFRC has their annual Catstock event. It is a time when people from all over come to FFRC to have a good time. Lurkers meet chatters, chatters meet visitors, but this year, because of the coronavirus, we had to cancel for the safety of us and all of you. It was a tough decision to make, but one we felt was the right thing to do. Who is that? Using me as a scratching board. Catstock is about peace, love, and cats. There is a band with awesome music, food, friends, and so much more. All the cats, including the Covies, Porchies, Barneys, and Fire Cats, are showered with tons of love and attention. So it was hard for them to believe that there really would be no Catstock this year. They were bummed, so they had a meeting late one night, the cats did, to see what they could come up with to keep the tradition of Catstock going strong. And so here's their story. It was a hot July night in Defiance, and Mayor and Nani called an urgent meeting about the canceling of Catstock this year. They gathered out in the farmyard late that evening when Mama Jackie and Papa Steve went to bed. This meeting included the residents as well. Mayor and Nani and Rachel stood up in front and talked with everyone about what they could do to still have Catstock without all the visitors present. They talked for over an hour and decided that they would like to have a band with a stage set up outside. The outside cats wanted to build the stage and be in charge of the fire pit. The fire pit is a must-have, so they could have marshmallows, s'mores, and pudgy pies. If we are all in agreement, then we have a lot of work to do, said Rachel. Jackson, who is a Covey, raised his paw. Yes, Jackson, do you have a question? Asked the mayor. Yes, how will everyone see and hear the band play if they can't be here? The mayor and DeRachel realized he brought up a very important point. So DeRachel suggested using the cameras from inside. We can broadcast it live for all of FFRC Nation to enjoy. That's a great idea, just to be sure to get permission from Mama Jackie and Dawnstar, said Magic. Tomorrow we will begin planning the building of the stage, and we definitely need Walter to help us out with this, said the mayor. They concluded the meeting and they went their separate ways for the night. Soon after, the mayor had a quick meeting with Walter about designing and building the stage. He told the mayor he knew exactly what he wanted to do, so he headed back to the Covey area and started drawing up the plans. He also recruited several of the other cats to help him build it. Azar, Peanut Butter, Lucas, Cliff, Victor, and Grayson were all on board with lending a hand. Once the sketches were complete, the construction would begin. After the meeting, all the residents went back inside and immediately gathered on the rug in the main area to discuss what band they wanted to have play at Catstock. Campy asked, "Do we even know any music groups?" Sure we do, said Spiker. We can do this. We have to do our best for everyone out there. We don't want to let anyone down, he said. They talked about it until 2 a.m. and then started getting tired. Magic paced back and forth trying to come up with a band. Corley suggested that he sleep on it, and then they would talk about it in the morning. It's late, and we need to go to sleep, she said. Just then he spun around and said, I got the perfect group. Who? Tell us, they all said excitedly. We can get Strawberry Hill to come play. They do it every year, so why not ask them this year? That's an awesome idea, they shouted. They know the theme, and they have the coolest tie-dye shirts. It will be perfect, and we'll be grooving to the fabulous sounds of Catstock, said Magic. Sounds like a plan, said Rachel. We can call them in the morning. They ended their meeting and went to bed. The next morning, they started practicing the lingo for Catstock. After finishing breakfast, Hensley said, My breakfast was far out, dude. How was yours, D-Man? Mine was neato, he said. Mama Jackie just walked by and smiled. What are you guys up to? She asked. Rachel told her that they just had to have a Catstock this year, even if it meant that nobody could come. How will you do that? She asked. We have a plan, he said. Hey, Magic, come here, please. Hey, dude, what's up? Mama Jackie wants to know how we are going to do Catstock this year, said Rachel. Magic looked at her and said, Come with us, little lady. Let's go to your office and have a chat. The three of them sat down and they explained their idea to her. That's a great idea, she said. We will take care of everything. You just sit back and enjoy the groovy tunes, said Magic. Mama Jackie was very appreciative of their effort. Let me know if you need anything, she said. Right on, said Rachel. Well, we have a lot of work to do, so let's go, D-Man. We need to go make a phone call so we can see if Strawberry Hill will come play our gig, said Magic. He picked up the phone and dialed the number. Ring, ring. A gentleman answered and said, Hello, good morning. May I speak with Jim, please? This is Jim. Hi, this is Magic from FFRC in Defiance, and we would like to ask you if you would come play at our virtual Catstock this year on September 12th. Oh, I thought it was canceled, said Jim. Well, it was, but we decided to have Catstock. It is one of the biggest events of the year, said Magic. It broke our hearts to hear that it was canceled, and we decided we could come up with a way to make it happen. We would love to broadcast it live on the cams. You won't have to do anything except bring your instruments. We will handle the building of the stage. Will you please come this year? Asked Magic. With an offer like that, how could we refuse? Said Jim. We will be there, he said. Wow, thank you. We will see you later. Bye. Magic hung up the phone and said, It's a go. Now we need to go talk to the mayor.
For those of you who are new to Catstock, let me give you a quick rundown of who the band members are and a little bit about them. Strawberry Hill is a classic rock band from Defiance, Ohio. They were founded between 2005 and 2007. The band members are, first up is one of the two guitarists. His name is Bowen. Next up is the other guitarist, Jay. The keyboard player is Jim. Murph plays the bass, and there is Doug who plays the drums. They play music from the 60s and 70s, and their interest is basically to play it loud and proud. They headed outside to talk with the mayor and to let him know that Mama Jackie loved their idea and that Strawberry Hill would be playing at the event. Great job, guys, said the mayor. How is Walter coming along with the plans for building the stage? They asked. Why don't we walk over to the Covey area and ask him? Said the mayor. As they passed by the barn, they saw Walter and Lucas checking out the wood supply. Hey guys, we were just headed over to see you, said Magic. How is the stage planning coming along? He asked. Awesome, I have it all figured out, said Walter. Come with me and I will show you the plans I have drew up. They went into the cove area where he was at his drafting desk, and he showed them how it would be set up. Fantastic, said the mayor. We will begin construction tomorrow. Today we are gathering everything we need, said Walter. Sounds great, and we will check back with you later, said Rachel. Then headed back inside and called the residents into the kitty cabana for a quick meeting. May I have your attention, please, said Rachel. Magic made a phone call, and thankfully we were able to book Strawberry Hill to play at our virtual Catstock. All the residents were very excited. That's far out, guys, shouted Brennan. I wish I could get up there and jam on the guitar, he said. Yeah, me too. I would love to go crazy on the drums, says Ramsey. The girls just wanted to dance and have a groovy time. We all need to pitch in to make this Catstock a big success, said Rachel. There is a lot to do, so let's get started. The boys gathered together to make a banner to hang while the girls ordered some tie-dye shirts for everyone to wear. Meanwhile, Walter and his crew were preparing to begin construction on the stage. They brought all of the wood, and they found out that the barn and stacked it where the stage would be built. Then they grabbed the tools they needed, like a drill, measuring tape, wood screws, 3-inch bolts, circular saw, and a socket wrench. The crew gathered together and went over the plans one more time. I want you guys ready to go first thing in the morning after breakfast, said Walter. We will meet right here. Just then Saban wandered by on her way to the fire pit, and she asked how they were doing with the stage. Lucas said they are ready to begin building in the morning. That's terrific. I'm on my way to check out the fire pit and get it ready. I have to be sure there is plenty of wood to burn. There is nothing like a s'more cookout over an open fire. Hot and gooey. It is the one food you can get all over your face and no one pokes fun of you for. Good luck with the building, guys, she said as she walked out back.
Morning came and the sun rose high in the sky. It was going to be a beautiful day. Walter and his crew ate their breakfast and reported for duty. Before they began, he gave them some instructions. Okay, guys, we only have a couple of days before Catstock, so we need this to go smoothly. Azar, I want you, Cliff, and Victor to do the building. Peanut Butter, Lucas, and Grayson will handle cutting the boards to size and help with the finishing touches. Do you want to check Mommy? I bet that's her. Any questions, he asked. No, sir, they answered. Let's go. They started by measuring out the area according to the plans. The stage would be approximately 16 feet by 20 feet wide, which is the perfect size for a 5-piece band, according to Walter. It would give them plenty of room for their instruments and to move around. Azar and Cliff measured and had Lucas cut the 2x4s to length. When they were all cut, he brought them to Azar, Cliff, and Victor to assemble and be easily broken down. Azar drilled 2 pilot holes so as not to split the wood. Boy, they're smart. While Cliff and Victor used 2 screws at each joint to fasten the pieces of wood together. When all of the 2x4s were assembled, they had Grayson and Peanut Butter gather the pieces that were cut for the legs. Lucas clamped the legs in place so he could drill a guide hole for the bolt. Then he drilled 2 holes for each leg all the way through the leg and the frame. Grayson and Peanut Butter placed 1 leg at each corner of the frame and then secured it using the 3-inch bolts. The next step was for them to brace the legs. As they were hard at work, Walter wandered over to see how they were doing. He was very impressed at how well the stage was coming along. Great job, guys, he said. Why don't you go take a break and get a snack? They wandered over to the barn and grabbed something to eat and drink. Meanwhile, back in the main area, Hensley and Spiker were trying to come up with a way to make the fire pit more fun. They sat and looked around the center for something they could use. Hensley watched as Lucy and Elma played with the automatic rotating butterfly toy, and it gave him an idea. Hey, Spiker, what if we make something with a special rotating arm and then tweak the motor for speed? Ruh-oh. Spiker looked at him and said, I get what you are saying, man. We can make a type of catapult. Right on, dude, said Hensley. We can call it the Pudgy Pie Catapult. That's a groovy idea, shouted Spiker. Magic is pretty awesome at building things. Let's go ask him to help us. They wandered back in and saw him sitting on Mama Jackie's desk. Hey guys, what's up? Asked Magic. Can you help us? We have an idea for the fire pit, said Hensley. Sure, what's your idea? He asked. They explained their idea to him, and he thought it was far out. That's a neato idea, said Magic. Can you help us? Asked Spiker. Magic looked around the center for something they could use. Aha! I got it! He zoomed over and picked up R2-D2. This baby has quite a motor in it, he said. Sounds like trouble. Now, all we need is something sturdy to use for an arm. They went in the supply room and rummaged around when suddenly Hensley found a brand new fishing pole toy. Hey guys, could this work? He asked. I think it might, said Magic. They took it and went in back. Any ideas on how to put this together? Asked Spiker. I think so, said Magic. He took R2-D2 and flipped it over. He took a small screwdriver he found in Mama Jackie's desk and opened up the bottom to expose the motor. His idea was to somehow reprogram it to stay stationary and spin the arm around at timed intervals at a faster speed, tossing the Pudgy Pie like a catapult. Magic rearranged the wires and tinkered with the timing of the rotation. It had a sensor in it, so he came up with a way to get it to spin on command. R2-D2 came with a remote, so he played with the settings until he programmed it the way he wanted it. Now, all we need to do is attach the fishing pole and tie a stronger rope or cord on the end of it. There was an angled hole on the side of R2-D2. He slid the fishing pole into it, and wouldn't you know it, it fit perfectly. They tied a sturdier piece of rope on the end, but still needed some type of basket to put the Pudgy Pie in. Spiker suggested using the face mask on Mama Jackie's desk. Magic fed the rope through both elastics of the earpiece and then tied it. There you have it, a Pudgy Pie catapult. Wow, neato. Let's go try it out in the parking lot. Hensley and Spiker took R2-D2 outside to give it a test run. At the same time, Walter's crew was continuing working on the stage. They braced the legs for support and then fastened plywood to the frames for the platforms. The last steps were to prime the wood and then paint the sections black. Once the paint was dry, they would assemble the sections into one large stage and then build a set of stairs for easy access. After a full day of hard work, the stage was almost complete. While they took a break, they walked over to see what Spiker and Hensley were doing. Hey guys, what's that contraption? Asked Peanut Butter. It's a Pudgy Pie catapult, said Hensley. A what? They said, all confused. Spiker had Hensley go inside and grab something they could use for their demonstration. He looked around and grabbed a couple of small cans of cat food. This should work, he said. He went back outside and gave them to Spiker to test out. Stand back and watch this, guys. Spiker put one can in the mask, and then with the remote, he pressed the button, and the arm rotated at a quick speed. It literally tossed the can in the air and towards Azar. Wow, that's out of sight, he said. I figured we could use this and toss the Pudgy Pies at everyone. It would be fun, said Hensley. Cool idea, said Cliff. They were so excited that it actually worked. They were so excited that it actually worked. They went to tell Magic the good news. A short while later, Walter's crew headed over to prime the sections of the stage, and then in the morning they would paint, assemble it, and build the stairs.
Over in the main area, the boys finished the banner they were making. Vernon couldn't wait to hang it up. The plan was to put it up on the stage so that it could be seen on camera. Dracio told him they could hang it up tomorrow once the stage was finished. A little while later, a package arrived for Coralie, and in it was the tie-dyed shirt she ordered for everyone. She took the box from the delivery driver and went in back. She and the girls checked to make sure that all shirts were there, and then they let everybody pick the one that they wanted. She even ordered shirts for the outside cats as well. Ramsey picked a blue shirt. It had all different kinds of blue mixed with yellow. Kiara said it matched his beautiful blue eyes. Jessie and Panya both picked hot pink shirts. Theirs had all different colors mixed in. They continued passing out the shirts until all the residents had one, and then headed outside to pass out the others. The last two shirts were adult shirts, and they were for Mama Jackie and Papa Steve. Later that afternoon, Papa Steve came downstairs to let Dracia know that he had bought all the fixings for pudgy pies and s'mores. Awesome! The fire pit will be crazy busy. Savon is going to be in charge of that, said Horatio. The past couple of days have been busy preparing for Catstock, so tomorrow was the final day of preparation before the big event. That evening, all the residents gathered in the main area just to chill and hang out. Horatio gave an update. Tomorrow, the stage will be finished so that we will hang the awesome banners we made. It will hang proudly for all of the FFRC Nation to see. Magic, Hensley, and Spiker built an incredible pudgy pie catapult out of R2D2 for the fire pit. That should be a lot of fun. Pudgy pies flying everywhere. All the t-shirts had been passed out. If anyone did not get one, please see Coralie. The food for the fire pit had been purchased along with a few other goodies. So is everybody ready for a groovy time? Asked Rachel. They all cheered and shouted with excitement. Well, it has been a long day, so it's time to hit the hay. They went to their beds and fell fast asleep. The next morning, after breakfast, Walter and his crew headed over to paint the stage. Frank, Cooper, Sargent wandered over and asked if they could help. Sure, grab a paintbrush, said Walter. Between the 10 of us, we should have it done in no time. They separated into teams of 3 and each took a section to paint. Walter just supervised. They painted the first coat and then let it dry. After about an hour, they gave it a second coat and then let it dry. While they waited, Azar and Cliff grabbed the materials needed to build the stairs. Next came the assembling of the stage. Walter watched as the 3 teams each grabbed a section and moved it into place. It was really starting to take shape. He was very impressed in how smoothly things were going. When all 3 sections were aligned and in place, Azar and Cliff began building the stairs. They measured the boards and had Grayson and Lucas cut them to size and then notched them. They took the first board and notched it and then used it as a template for the others. They gave them to Cliff to attach to the stage, and then they cut the wood for the steps. This part was easy. Azar laid the boards across and then screwed them in place. They stepped back and looked at the stage. It is finished, said Lucas. It looks amazing. Walter congratulated them on the job well done and then went to tell the mayor the stage was complete.
They're so smart, aren't they?
They are.
Walter took a walk over to the fire pit where the mayor was talking with Savon. She was telling him all about the pudgy pie contraption that the residents made. The mayor laughed and was very impressed. He said he couldn't wait to see it in action. He was amazed at all the effort everyone was putting in to make this year's Catstock a success. Walter told the mayor that the stage was completed and that it looked awesome. Well, let's go take a look at it, said the mayor. They walked over and he complimented him and his crew on a job well done. I need to go tell the residents that they can hang the banner, said Walter. He went to the main area and saw Rachel talking with Zelda and Asha. Hi guys, I just want to let you know that the stage is finished. Please tell Vernon and the others that they can hang the banner. If they need a hand, just let me know. Okay, thanks. I will tell them right away, said Rachel. Suddenly, Vern came from around the corner. Hi, Walter, I thought I heard you, he said. I just came to let you guys know you can hang the banner, said Walter. Cool, I'll go get it. Can you give us a hand, asked Vernon. Sure, no problem. They carried it outside and over to the stage. Wow, this stage is huge. I thought we could hang the banner in front where it can be seen on the cam, said Vernon. My thoughts exactly, said Walter. Just then, all the other residents wandered over to check out the stage. This is neato, said Marilyn. Lucy said there is even enough room for dancing. Give me a hand, Walter, said Vernon. They each grabbed an end and unrolled the banner. They hung it on in the center of the stage. When they got it where they wanted it, Magic zoomed over and held one end while Walter nailed it in place. It looked incredible, and the colors were super bright. Soon, all of the outside cats wandered over to check it out. The mayor and DeRachel climbed the stairs and stood on the stage. May I have your attention, please, said the mayor. When we all heard that there would be no Catstock this year, we just couldn't believe it. This is one time of year that FFRC gives back to the community and to all the supporters, so it didn't seem right that it was canceled. DeRachel and I want to give a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for all of your efforts and hard work to make Catstock 2020 happen. Give yourselves a big round of applause. They all started cheering and clapping. DeRachel stepped forward and said, Mama Jackie, Papa Steve, and all the volunteers, mods, admins, and supporters do so much to make FFRC the best place on earth. This is just our way of helping give back to others at a time when it almost wasn't possible. Thank you to each and every one of you. Our goal is to promote peace, love, and cats. Tomorrow is Catstock, so enjoy and have a great time. The mayor congratulated DeRachel on a speech well said. Later that evening, Mama Jackie was in her office, so DeRachel went in to tell her that everything was ready to go. She was very excited and had a few ideas of her own for the celebration. She wanted to spend some one-on-one time with the webcam viewers. I thank all of you for your help in making this year's Catstock possible. You're welcome, Mama, said DeRachel, and he gave her a big hug. The rest of the evening was quiet. They all sat out in the main area and talked about how much fun it was going to be. Magic said the band will be here early in the morning and set up, so we should help them out. Spiker and Hensley couldn't wait to try out the Pudgy Pie catapult, and everyone else just wanted to have a good time. It's getting late. We should get some sleep. We have a big day tomorrow, said Coralie. When morning came, they ate their breakfast and put on their tie-dye shirts. They looked so cute in them. The rescue center was busy with last-minute preparations. The band was due to arrive soon, and the fire pit was ready to roar. The only thing left to do was set up the cabana cam outside so the viewers could watch and hear Strawberry Hill play. Walter came up to the main area to help Magic remove the cabana cam and take it outside so they could set it up. Where should we put it? Asked Magic. I built a special post to mount the camera on, said Walter. They went to the barn to get it. Wow, this is pretty cool, said Magic. It's adjustable and it has a base for the camera to sit securely on, said Walter. I think we should set it up directly in front of the stage so we get a great view, said Magic. Sounds groovy to me, said Walter. Tippy, Dude, and Terry came over to help put the post up. They dug a small hole and then slid the post in and secured it. Next, they ran some power cords and did a cam check to make sure it worked. I sure hope that they asked Dawnstar for all of this. Next, they ran the power cords and did a cam to check to make sure it worked. Shortly after the band pulled in, DeRachel and Mayor thanked them for coming and then showed them the stage. Great job, guys, said Jim. This is awesome, said the band. We are going to grab our equipment and get set up. Meanwhile, all the residents wandered outside so they could get a good seat up front. Spiker went to get the wagon so he could bring Ramsey, Elma, and Lucy out. Isn't that sweet? He brought a nice comfy blankie and laid it on the grass so they could get a front row seat. They watched as the band carried their instruments up to the stage. Ramsey was itching to have a chance to play the drums. As Doug was setting up, he noticed Ramsey watching him. Do you like the drums? He asked. I love the drums, said Ramsey. They have a groovy beat. Would you like to give them a try? Asked Doug. Oh boy, you bet, he shouted. Once we get everything set up, I'll bring you up on stage. Ramsey bounced all around so excited. Thanks. He sat on the blanket and watched as the band got ready to play. In the meantime, Hensley and Spiker brought the Pudgy Pie catapult over to the fire pit so they could get it ready. Papa Steve had all the fixings for the Pudgy Pies and s'mores ready to go and would bring them out once the band started playing. They're so nice to each other,
They
aren't
are.
they?
It was almost 9:30 a.m. and the band was doing a sound check. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Magic gave the paws up signal they were good to go. He also checked the cam to make sure it was set up to get the best shot. Shortly after, all the cats started gathering in front of the stage, eager to hear the band play, with Mama Jackie was preparing for her part. Doug the drummer walked off the stage and over to Ramsey. He bent down and picked him up and brought him over to the drums. He propped him up so he wouldn't fall and then handed him the drumsticks. "Ready?" he asked. "I'm ready." The band started playing a song, so Ramsey just listened for a minute, and once he got the beat down, he started playing. It was incredible. He was playing the drums and he sounded far out. He was banging them on them like a wild man. When the song was over, everybody clapped and gave him a standing ovation. Ramsey knew Vernon wanted to play the guitar, so he asked if he could give it a try. Both guitarists, Bowen and Jay, offered Vernon their guitar for him to try. Vernon climbed up on stage and put the strap around his neck. It was a little big, but he managed. The band started playing and Vernon started jamming to the beat. "You go, Vern," they shouted. Jim spoke into the microphone and said, "Maybe these two can join us on stage later for a song or two." It was now 10 a.m. and it was time to begin Catstock 2020. Mama Jackie stepped on the stage and spoke a few words to the cam. This year, Catstock has gone virtual. It is a little different than what we are used to, but I am happy to be able to do this for all of you. I would like to thank Strawberry Hill for coming this year and playing for the viewers. You have helped make this possible, and I thank you. So without further hesitation, we want to welcome Strawberry Hill to Catstock 2020. As the band began playing, Savon got the fire pit going so it would be nice and hot. She was ready to put the Pudgy Pie catapult into action, and Snoopy offered to help. As Strawberry Hill played, all the cats danced around. It was pretty cool watching everybody have a great time. A little while later, Papa Steve brought all the fixings over to the fire pit for the Pudgy Pies and s'mores. It was perfect timing because the cats were lining up looking for a snack. Savon and Snoopy came up with a great idea. Instead of each cat making their own, Snoopy would take their name and a Pudgy Pie order, and when they were ready, they would catapult them to everybody. That way, they could continue having a groovy time. If you wanted a s'more or a toasted marshmallow, you could make that yourself. To make things run smoother and faster, Savon recruited Blackie and Carrie to help out. As the others came in, they formed an assembly line, and when the Pudgy Pie was cooked, it went into the catapult. Spiker wandered over to see how it was going and stayed to help out. He offered to work the catapult while they prepared for the orders. When an order was ready, he loaded it in and yelled out the name. When they shouted, "Over here," he shot it towards them. It worked. What an awesome idea. There were Pudgy Pies flying all over. Back by the stage were most of the residents. The girls were having a groovy time dancing. Vernon was dancing with his girl Marilyn, while Ramsey, Lucy, and Alma were rocking out on the blanket. Draco and Magic wandered over to the fire pit and saw Spiker working the contraption. Magic helped him and Hensley built. "How's it going, Spiker?" asked Draco. "It's going awesome. This works great." Where's Hensley?" he asked. "Oh, he is dancing with Zelda," said Magic. "Well, tell them to stop over and check the catapult out." "That was a great idea." "Hey, you guys order a Pudgy Pie so I can toss it to you," he said. Draco and Magic got in line and placed their order. When it was ready, Spiker yelled, "Heads up, D-Man, it's coming at ya." Draco looked up as the pie came flying towards him. "Got it!" He caught it as he fell to the ground. It was neatly wrapped and ready to eat. "Nice catch, D-Man," said Magic. "Your turn," says Draco. "Here it comes," says Spiker. Magic zoomed around as he was pretending to play a game, and then he caught it. Nice catch. They wandered back and joined the others as they ate pies. It was turning out to be a great day.
Can't you imagine this? After a couple of hours, the band took a break and went to get something to eat. Mama Jackie went inside and sat in front of the cam. She was going to read a story for everyone as part of the fun. Hundreds of viewers tuned in to watch and listen. There was even a big screen outside so everybody could hear the story. She began by thanking all of FFRC Nation for spending time with them on the cam and said what an awesome day it turned out to be. The weather was beautiful and Strawberry Hill sounded out of sight. After Mama Jackie read the story, she spent some time answering questions and just talking with the viewers. When the band was ready to continue, she took a break and she and Papa Steve went back outside to join the others. Vernon went over to Mama Jackie and wanted uppies so they could dance together. Aww. Soon all of the residents wanted to dance with her, so they formed a circle and boogied with the groovy tunes. Papa Steve took a walk over to the fire pit and got hit with a peanut butter and jelly filled pudgy pie. Splat! He walked right into the path of a pie meant for Grayson. Whoops, sorry, Papa Steve, shouted Spiker. He just smiled and went to change his shirt. As the evening was winding down, the band invited Vernon Ramsey back on stage to play. Vernon climbed the stairs and headed straight for the guitar, while Doug carried Ramsey up on the stage. He propped him up and handed him the drumsticks. Jay, one of the guitarists, introduced them both. Let's have a big round of applause for Vernon and Ramsey. Feel free to jump in when you're ready, guys, and show us what you can do, he said. The band started playing and Vernon and Ramsey just listened for a minute. Ramsey jumped in and started playing, and then Vernon. The crowd cheered them on. At one point during the song, Vernon showed off with a guitar solo, and he was pretty awesome. Next, Ramsey had to have his moment to shine, so he broke out into a drum solo and stole the show. He went on for 2 minutes and blew everyone away. At the end of the song, everybody rose to their feet and went wild. Ramsey and Vernon couldn't have been more excited. As the evening came to a close, Mama Jackie took the stage to thank everybody for supporting Catstock this year and to Strawberry Hill for playing at the event. It was a little different this year, but we still came together. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves and had fun watching the band and the cats entertain us. Thank you to Vernon and Ramsey for joining the Strawberry Hill on stage. You rocked. Kudos to Spiker, Hensley, and Magic for transforming R2-D2 into the Pudgy Pie catapult. I will enjoy getting the jelly off of Papa Steve's shirt. Spiker stood up and shouted, "Oops, sorry!" Most of all, I want to thank all of FFRC Nation for tuning in and watching us on the cam in place of being here together. Catstock 2020 was a big success, and I want to thank everyone for your support. See you all next year. And that's what this is all about. Hands and hands together. Thank you all. This isn't the end of it, though. In 20 minutes, we're going to do a kitty parade, and we'll show you as many kitties as what we can, okay? Inside. All right. Oh, that was hey, and Cindy, thank you. This is awesome. And I'm going to get a radio and we can play the Catstock. Yeah, if I can find one. The one Mary uses only takes